It's Mankind Malik here. Hello, how are you? Hoping you're happy, safe, and at peace. Today's video is a review on what I call the Green Machine. And without further ado, may I present to you the Green Machine itself. This is a 1999 Nissan QX 2-liter V6 for you, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I chose this car for my review are basically two reasons. First, it's cool performance, and secondly, this car is a rarity. Only 7 units existed back 6 years ago in the UK, and however in the US this car was basically shipped over in the shiploads and was very popular and was called the Nissan Maxima. Why wasn't it so popular in the UK? Well, we'll find exactly that towards the end of the video. Before I tell you about the features of the car, which do come with this model as standard, I'd just like to touch up a bit on its power. Well, this particular model is a V6, and it's got a 138 horsepower, which is decent on this kind of car, considering that it's a 2-liter. It also comes with a 3-liter, but this is a 2-liter V6. So in terms of the UK market, it's reasonable, and it's got a V6. V6 basically means the spark plugs are located at this kind of angle, like a V. And according to the manufacturer, it gives better. It's a better engine design and gives a better output, and is considered as more efficient. Side, and as you can see, the front section is very open. Especially this console is been designed very ergonomically, considering that it's basically fitted at an angle, and I think that those lines follow from right to left all the way. So for the driver, it adds to the visibility, because obviously this is not in your face, so it's basically leaning forward. It's got a special feature here I wanted to basically touch on, and which is the 3 modes of driving. So you press this button, and this very greenish light comes on. So this is okay when the roads are slippery or in snowy conditions. Normal. Press it again, the orange light comes on. This is the sports mode, and what this does is basically, in the background, it's basically revs up the car, and so when you hit the gas pedal, it's basically the car really pushes itself, and it is very instant in terms of acceleration. This is very useful on country roads or wherever it is needed. The gear stick here, the shifter, is very ergonomical. It's got a good grip to it, so very practical in terms of gear, when you need to change the gears. Signal lighter is standard, and it's got a very blended in climate control console here. So let me just turn this on. So it's got air conditioning as well. Back in 1999, not all cars came with air conditioning, but these models, because they were more towards the luxury, and so the air conditioning came as standard, which is very nice. And you got the different modes here to select, and you got also the auto mode here. So you select the temperature, and basically it automatically balances the air conditioning towards the back and the front. So you got one uniform temperature in the car, which is very good. Now, if I can just show you some of the storage features for the front side. Standard glove box here, easy to open, and it does not rattle when the car is moving. So it's very, securely locks when you push it forward. It's got good storage here and a good place to rest it. your obviously elbows. There's some, well, it's for change, which is good. Cup holders, two of them, and electric windows, front and rear. And I think in terms of the feel sitting in the front, I think you get a, if I can balance this out, I think you get a feeling of being in control. And I think that's what the driving experience should be about, to being in control, and the car being responsive, and basically the passenger and the car basically synchronizing and enjoying the journey as they go on. This, because it's Nissan, so it's forward wheel drive. And other basically very good thing about this car is subtleness, and this is one of the things I really adore, because as you can demonstrate, I can demonstrate this to you right now. As soon as I start engine, so it's very fragile. The engine's, when you start it up, it looks very fragile, but at the same time, it's a very rigid car in terms of its structure. But the noise it makes when you start up the engine is not only sweet, but it's also very comforting, because obviously manufacturers spend so much money in terms of to get the noise level down, in terms of padding in the doors and padding everywhere you can think of. I'm talking about the current cars. This is being 1995, so if the doors are closed and windows are fully up, you won't feel much noise because of the engine. And sometimes looks like the engine is not running at all. So that's the very best feature. And in terms of when you put your foot on the acceleration doesn't stick at any point. It is very spontaneous. That's another plus point. I've just turned the engine off, but anyway, if the engine was running, you wouldn't still notice much. It's got a top speed of 125 miles per hour. Fuel consumption is about 21 to 22 miles per gallon, and it does about 0 to 60 in about 10.7 seconds. Now, if I can show you the spaciousness of this car, and so you can get a better idea how it feels when you sit in the car. Let me just show you that. Okay, sitting at the back. Now, I've adjusted these front seats at a reasonable adjustment, and so that it feels spacious when sitting at the driver's seat. Despite that, we got about from my knee to the front seat, there's about, I would say 9 inches here, 9 to 10 inches, which is fantastic, because the legroom does matter. It adds to the car experience for the people who are sitting at the back, so they feel comfortable. And that's one of the outlines in the luxury cars you get. So I would say this, in terms of the legroom, it's approaching the luxury side, and it gives you a comfortable ride. And the seats are very cushy, as you can see. See the thickness on that, and the upholstery is really quite sturdy. Actually, at the same time, so it lasts you a long time. It's got a sunroof, and other thing, it's got this feature as well. You can use it as it is, or if you want to place a cup or anything here and have your little meal, you can place this way and enjoy yourself. Nice. And they go back very easily. You don't have to pull anything. And once it's in, it'll feel like one seat. The seat height at the back is also quite good, because these seats seat you at a height, and that is very important in terms of the visibility for the passengers sitting at the rear, which is very good. Electric windows this model comes with as standard, and you got a dome light here placed in the middle, but as far as on top of this, you got another map light for both passengers at the front as well. So that's very good. Sliding for the sunroof, there's a slider here, so to prevent the sunlight coming in accordance with the needs of the passengers at the front or the back. And ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look in the boot. As you can see, it's a very spacious boot, pretty much square. And so from this here all the way to the back, it's about 5 foot this way, probably 5.5 foot in terms of the width. It's got a spare tire, a full-size spare tire with it, and very securely fastened to the body, so it doesn't rattle as such. It's got it's the jack and the tools secured on this part of the car. And in terms of its other cool feature is this is 1999, and it's got also this facility, so it opens the trunk and in a very smooth way, very quiet. Okay, well, ladies and gents, this is the green machine, as I termed it. And I think this car, however, it's aged right now, but I think it is a good example of how the engine and the car's structure could come together to form a good automobile that is in line with the driver's ergonomical needs. So if I would rate this car out of 10, I think it would be a 8.5. This is my true opinion. The only downside, which forms the basis of the video, why did this car not be as popular in the UK? I think it was the engine size. But apart from that, in terms of other factors, I think it was a good, solid car and should have been appreciated more. So thanks for watching, and I shall keep you posted on other reviews that I'll be doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Mankind here. Thank you.